Reef DVM's coming at you today with the John Deere 26G. As many of you remember, back in 2015, at the very beginning of the year, when this machine first came out, we did a review on it at a John Deere dealer. And thankfully, we were able to find one here this winter. These are the photos of it when we found it on the lot. This machine is very, very low hours yet, which is good, and it's in nice shape. Right across from a big concrete plant, but we did find it, and we were able to work out a deal over the next several weeks, and got a few things added to it that we wanted, and we're able to get this little beast out onto our farm. This is kind of a nice tractor. You're certainly welcome to see our first review of the machine. I know it's a little dirty here in some of these pictures as we start up, but as you see in a minute, once we get it cleaned up and on the place, like right here, it looks pretty nice. Now, obviously, you can see right off the bat that we added the claw on the front, or the finger, thumb, whatever you want to call that. We added a little wider bucket on it. The 26G is a really nice machine. It is a Tier 4 diesel made by Yarmar. It's a 3-cylinder engine. I believe it does about 2,500 RPMs. It has a 12-inch track on it. This is a little pup, but it's made for nice utility type work. And on the farm here, where we've got culverts and ditches and fence lines that need fixing, we need to occasionally lift an engine block up and stuff like that. This is the perfect little machine. Transport length, it came in around 13 feet. Height, it's about 8 feet tall, and I think it's only about 4 feet 11 inches wide, which makes it really ideal to work within narrow spaces. Getting this out onto the farm will definitely speed things up. A lot less rental of equipment, a lot less work. The Dozer Blade, I believe, is 4 feet 11 inches in the front. And again, it has a really nice reach. I believe it reaches, with this particular arm on it, I believe it reaches a little over 15.5 feet. And I think it can dump about 10 feet in the air, and it certainly can dig to about almost 9 feet. I think it's like 8 3/4 or something that it can dig into the ground with. Some things I really like about the Deere, certainly the open cab I like. I'm not real interested in that confined closed cab. Love that the hydraulics are all pretty much out of the way. I like that the attachment for the finger or thumb claw is got its hydraulic attachment very high, so it doesn't get ripped off. And certainly with this one, having seen some work already, there's a little bit of rust and stuff on the bucket, but nothing that's other than just cosmetic. It's got a nice rubberized boot on the floor, so that's perfect, so we're good with that. It's got a very easy in and out station with an adjustable spring seat, which certainly makes it more comfortable. I do like the forward pedal assist. That means you don't always have to go forward or backwards with the sticks. You can keep your hands on the joysticks to be operating the machine and just tap with your foot to move it back and forth. Obviously, this has got the standard John Deere hydraulic kind of transmission to the track drive, so it does have the rabbit, which means you can push it and go a little bit faster. However, ground speed is not one of these guys' strong points. I think the thing goes 1 mile an hour and regular, and like 2 miles an hour when you're in rabbit mode. It isn't very fast. I want to say, give or take, I think it's got a breakout bucket pressure of somewhere around 4,994 pounds per foot, and I think its tear out is somewhere around 3,400 pounds per foot. I think its master pump, which is in gallons per minute, is somewhere around 15, 16 gallons per minute. So that's really nice to work with. It's got enough power. Granted, there are some in the industry that have more power in the same size, like you can in the Bobcat, but then it also gets a little bit big, klutzy, and heavy. This stays light. I like that you can lock up the fuel tank if you have to leave it out, and I certainly like that we were able to put it to work right away too. The minute we got this thing on the farm, we started clearing out the ditches. We have a ditch that goes right through some lower land. What's happened over time is the slough has basically crept into the ditch and made it very hard for things to drain. So, within hours of getting this machine, my wife was on it. She's down there learning the machine, getting used to the basics, and cleaning out that ditch. It's a a pretty shallow, easy start to the machine, which made it a little easier for us to get used to. Certainly the machine works really, really well, but it has a typical learning curve. Obviously, picking something up from the front of the machine, you have a lot of breakout, you have a lot of lift force, but as you turn off to the side, you have to get used to the fact that it can't take as much weight off to the side as it can in the front. Setting your blade, kind of getting yourself into a level position, and certainly getting used to the controls. The controls on this are kind of nice. John Deere basically left the option up to the controller. You can basically, with a simple turn of a dial, you can set this thing in excavator mode, which runs the bucket arm differently than with another switch of the dial, which puts it in backhoe mode. I personally like it in backhoe mode. I've worked with backhoes on tractors. Backhoes make a lot of sense to me in how they manipulate the right hand from the left hand on the joysticks. So for us, we have it in backhoe mode. But again, one thing nice about the John Deere 26G is you can switch between there. Another couple features that I really like about the machine, you can see it's pretty overcast, but we've got a lot of visibility out in front of us with the machine, which is good. And it's got some really nice lighting on it. Obviously, you can get certain types of lighting on different machines that John Deere makes, but I like it when they give you the bright halogens right off the bat, and that's what this machine comes with, which is great. Standard track is rubber, and you can adjust that with a grease gun as far as getting the tension on it, so that's really easy. Makes for less maintenance with the machine. As far as little machines go like this, we kind of like that little narrower bucket on here, so I think we've got about a 12-inch bucket. You certainly can go wider if you wanted, but obviously the wider you go, the more power it takes, and of course the wider hole you put in. If you're just digging holes, obviously you might want a wider bucket, but in our case, where we're going to be doing a lot of trenching and a lot of clean out, we kind of like that little narrower bucket to get in there and make it work. We obviously have the construction teeth on the bucket, and of course, with the thumb, finger, or claw, whatever you want to call that, attachment, it's really easy to be able to grab things. As far as the actual simplicity of the machine, as far as maintenance goes, it's not too bad. Some maintenance around 50 hours, a little bit of maintenance at 100 hours, and other than some greasing and stuff of a couple zerks, pretty much the standard oil changes for the machine. On the back of the machine, it's quite nice. It does have, without even opening the machine, a sight line on the hydraulic oil, which is good. And of course, everything is pretty much in reach: air filter, oil filter, and so forth. A couple things I wish were maybe a little different on the machine, but certainly nothing that's a deal breaker. It would probably be nice if there's a little more distance adjustment on the seat, and certainly a feature that is handy and useful that we had added is a horn. I think it just makes it easier. The backup alarm came standard on it. It's been a good little machine. We've just had it here a couple weeks, and as you can see, we're putting it to good use. I appreciate you watching, folks. Please like or subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep putting out great videos like this. And again, if you'd like to see the previous video when we reviewed it when it first came out on the market at a dealer lot, certainly click the link above and you can go to that. Thank you.